Hello and welcome back to another episode of Resining of the Living Dead. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we are going to be testing out mixing or blending a mica powder, in this case eye candy Yoru Black, with a alcohol ink. In this case it's Let's Resin's Rich Gold. What we're going to do is we have this 3-part mold. It's a cup-ish. It can hold anything, but we're going to use a candle to put inside. But what we want to do is, in addition to the base and the lid, I'm hoping that we can get swirls of the gold alcohol ink, which will be clearer so that the light will shine through sporadically. So what we are going to do is we've mixed up about 316 mLs of 2-part KHKD resin. A link will be in the description, as well as links to eye candy for their pigments or mica powders, and the Let's Resin came off of Amazon. There'll be links there as well. So what we're going to start with is adding our eye candy mica powder to the larger cup, the alcohol ink to the smaller cup, with some Elmer's clear glue. We're going to mix them up, and then we're going to let them set for about 10 minutes to 15 minutes before we start pouring. We want it to start getting a little thicker so that they remain separate. I think the problem is I think that the alcohol ink is going to be lighter. It's going to be pushed up while the mica powder resin sinks. So we're going to give it a shot. Let me mix them up and we'll be right back. All right, so we have gone ahead and waited about 10 minutes or so, and we're just going to give it another stir. This is the one with our alcohol ink. This is the one with our mica powder, and glue, clear glue in both of them. So the one thing that we did before we were started was this mold that came from Temu. It's very, very flimsy. So we took some plastic bag and we put it underneath, because this piece here, it just was all kind of misshapen. I think the mold itself at the top and the lid is going to be fine. We just wanted to make sure that it was not going to kind of press in on itself once we started to pour. And as you'll see, I got a little bit of the mica powder here, so I'm going to clean that off. Let me just grab my isopropyl alcohol and we'll just wipe it down real quick. Now, let me see. I thought I saw some inside. Maybe not. It's going to be mostly the black powder anyway, so we're going to put that on this one. So we're going to use our 2 trays, little tables that are going to be for our pressure pot. And it looks good. And then what we're going to do before we begin is we're just going to take our isopropyl alcohol and give the molds themselves a little bit of a spray, because we want to make sure that we don't get any bubbles, even though the pressure pot is going to take care of most of that. So what we're going to start is I want the tip of the lid to be mostly black. And I see it's going to kind of swirl down. So we're just going to give it a little bit around. And then let's take a little bit of the gold. And we're going to go from the outer edge and just kind of go around carefully. And then a little bit more of the black around the outer edge to kind of push it through. The lid is going to be more black anyway, so we're going to just fill that one up. And then we're going to do the same thing for for the base, we're going to start with the black. And we are going to give this a little bit of a squeeze at the bottom just to make sure that the base is filled. You can see, well, you probably can't see on here, but the base kind of flares out. So we're going to need to definitely make sure that the base is full, as well as the tip of the thing. So what, I can't really show you this, but there are some bubbles forming down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to take my fingers and hopefully you can see it kind of pressing up, but we want to make sure that the bubbles are, the tip and the lid don't have any bubbles trapped down in there, because that would not be a good thing. It would be a disaster. But we learn from disasters, right? All right, so that is the base, which will ultimately be glued onto the top. So this will fit like this. The base, when it comes out, will be upside down, and it will glue onto here, and then of course the lid will sit inside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our black and gold here, and we're going to make sure you can see, do have this kind of at a high point. So we're going to just pour some of the black and let it run, and then we're going to take some gold, and we're going to try to do just like an X to start. All right, the good thing about two colors is it's very easy to alternate. And we're just going to pour a little bit in the center and let it push. And then just a drop on the corner, maybe just the opposite X. Maybe that's what we'll do. And then back to our mica powder black. And some more gold. And this time let's just do a little drop in the center. See how we're looking. It's filling up slow. You can see there's some spots, well, maybe you can't see, but there's definitely some spots on the side that have not yet filled up. And more of the black. I think we've got more of the gold than we needed, and we probably needed more of the black instead. But that's okay. Hopefully this will swirl. We want the light to kind of shine through some of the spots. Yeah, I think what I should have done is made more black and less gold, because we have a lot more gold than we need, but let's see if we can manage. You know, we learn from our measurements, and we learn from how it ends up turning out. So we'll see. What we may end up doing is making just a little bit more of the mica, the black mica powder mix, because I think we're going to have too much gold. Let's see how much I can scrape out of here. Not a lot. See how much gold we have left. If it fills up, maybe we'll just ride with it. No, I think we're going to need more anyway. Definitely think I'm going to have to invest in a new scale. I think the scale is giving me incorrect numbers. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to put you on a pause for just a moment while I mix up a little bit more of the resin, and we will be right back with that. Alright, we have mixed up a little bit more of the resin and added the black mica powder as well as some clear glue. So we're going to take that and we're going to pour that back into this mold, and hopefully it is enough. It's probably a little bit more than enough. And the one thing I can see is that there's a ridge on the mold. So what we're going to do very carefully here and put this to the side is we're going to take the back end of our paintbrush and we're just going to try to work those bubbles out. I can see them. Now the pressure pot will get rid of some of them, but we don't want to take any chances with having these bubbles in here. The edge we can clean, but bubbles, well, bubbles are another issue. Let me just try to, I see there's a bubble right here. And I think we kind of got them. No, there's a couple more here. All right, let's just take the brush. We can always clean this up, and that's not a problem. See a couple more right there. I think that's going to be good. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to try to do like a little bit of a push with the gold. I mean, it's going to spread out. And we'll see what we got. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into the pressure pot for 24 hours. Let me just see if I have any more gold in here. We're going to get this in the pressure pot for 24 hours, and then we will demold. Let's see. Just don't want to add too many sources of bubbles. We'll swirl that gold in the lid. All right. I think that's going to be all we're going to get out of this. We don't want to put too much. Let me just do one more thing before I get this into the pressure pot. I just want to push this back a little bit over so that we don't have to do too much cleanup. I think it's unavoidable, but we'll go from there. So we're going to pop this into the pressure pot. In 24 hours, we'll be back to demold, and I will see you then. All right, we are back to demold. So let's start with the lid. I'm a little concerned that it's a little unrounded, but let's see. Oh, it looks good. It looks all right. No problem there. And we'll do the base You see the gold in there, so I'm hoping when we put the lights underneath or inside, it's going to look all right. So this is the... Oh, you know what? This hat... Let's see if I can get this out without... Goodness gracious. And I see clear. The light's kind of shining through it, but this is the bottom. So this is going to go like this. And then... Let's turn that back inside out. Put him over here. And now we have the actual holder. Wow, that is some, you know, it's a little oval, so maybe, I might be able to shape it a little bit because it's a little. So what's going to happen is we're going to glue. There's a storm coming through, so we're going to glue the base onto the top, and then the lid will sit in there like that. And now the moment of truth. Let's see if any of it shines through. And we're going to turn this light off for just a moment. And there are some areas where it shines through. So it looks good. So we're going to get that light back on. We are going to glue this together, and then we are going to make a video showing it on the pedestal, the turntable, so that you can see it with the light shining through. If you enjoyed watching that video, please hit the like button. If you hit the subscribe button, you will receive notification of future videos as they are released. Shares are always welcome. And again, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who have watched these videos since we started making them. If you have a suggestion or a request for colors on these, by all means, please put them in the messages. I will respond to every single one of them, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.